I said salute to the untouchable True School Sports Empire.
That's
Taking
right,
over
the untouchable.
not only the South Florida boxing scene, but the worldwide boxing scene.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I was just, taking in quite a lot of boxing. There was two cards going on tonight. You had one on Pro Box TV, Pro Box Promotion. Shout out to the fine folks over there. They do a great job of making fights. And they also had one on Showtime with the Showbox series. So Pro Box and Showbox at the same damn time. A lot of boxing, a lot of quality boxing, a lot of things to talk about and dissect. And the main thing I want to talk about and dissect was from the main event on Pro Box. And this is my first time ever making a video about this guy, but I've been hearing a lot about him. I know people who have sparred him. I've been hearing his name. I've been seeing his name. I just never had a chance to make a video about him. So this is my first time making a video about him, and that is none other than Brandon Bulletproof Glanton from Atlanta, Georgia. So this was his 17th pro fight coming in. He took on a durable Mexican fighter, journeyman, Mario Aguilar. This is a guy Aguilar who has 8 losses, 22-8. Been stopped. He was 22-7 coming in, but he had been stopped 4 times in the past by guys like Anthony Sims Jr. and people like that, Felix Valera. So we pretty much knew, and you knew on paper, like if Brandon Glanton was truly the goods, not only was he gonna starch and destroy Mario Aguilar, but he was gonna beat him in sound fashion, and that's what he did. The result of the fight was a second round stoppage victory for him, and it was an exciting fight. Brandon Glanton, he comes from a football background. This is a guy that when he was playing football, used to weigh as much as 300 pounds. Now he's a lot lighter than that, and he's a freaking beast. He's a monster. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo Medina. I was talking to him. He's a really good young fighter coming up, 17-year-old heavyweight prospect, soon to be 18. He's like 2-0 or 3-0, 3 knockouts, and he sparred Brandon Glanton, and he told me he's strong as hell, one of the strongest fighters he ever sparred. And he's always spoken highly about him from just on Instagram and from when I talked to him just recently. So not only did Brandon Glanton get a big win and pick up the WBO Global Cruiserweight title over Mario Aguilar. By the way, there was a sequence in round 2 before Glanton stopped Aguilar where the referee was going to come in and wave the fight off, and Aguilar actually threw a big-ass overhand. I think it was a left hand or a left hook, and it actually hit and grazed the referee on his head. So then the referee let the fight continue, and then Brandon Glanton, like 10 seconds later, landed a liver shot and stopped him. So that's pretty much the fight. But a big announcement was made after the fight was done. And the announcement was that not only is Brandon Glanton going to get more opportunities to fight on Pro Box, but he's also going to get the opportunity of a lifetime. He's going to get the chance to go for the gusto. Yes, he's going to get the chance to challenge Lawrence Okolie, the WBO Cruiserweight champion, for the world title. They said the deal's already done. November, O2 Arena, London. And I got to say, man, like, Brandon Glanton, maybe he doesn't have the skills or the amateur pedigree of a Lawrence Okolie, but I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes God just took his time chiseling out and making certain people bigger than others and stronger than others and allowing them to be Adonises as far as their body and frame. And sometimes God just gives people certain gifts. And I really feel like, Brandon Glanton may not be as awkward as Okolie. He may not have the amateur pedigree as like Lawrence Okolie. But I'll tell you this. He's the kind of guy that if he can get on the inside, plant those feet, back you up, this guy has a chance. This guy has a chance against Okolie. I mean, this is the same Brandon Glanton who, by the way, I'm still kind of like familiarizing myself with him because he's one of these guys from Atlanta who I've been hearing a lot about, like him and Brian Norman Jr. I hear the names. I know that they exist. I just haven't had a chance to really properly sit down and study them. But I'm going to have to now, and I was going to anyway after this fight. But I do know Brandon Glanton had that fight with the African fighter. I believe his name was Apache, the Nigerian fighter. And that was a fight where, it was close. I mean, it was a close fight. He won by split decision. And that was really the fight that put him on the map. A lot of people had high hopes for Apache, and he gave Apache his first pro loss. And since that fight, Glanton has stopped everything in his path. So my thing is this. Right now, Bulletproof Glanton is, 17-0, 14 KOs. He's a guy that, you know, I think is at a good solid age at 30 years old. He's just a freaking beast. Like, some guys come into boxing and they're like smart guys and they have the pedigree, and some guys are just born to fight. Like, some motherfuckers in life are just born to do things. This guy is born to fight. You can see that in the way he carries himself. You can see that in the way he plants his punches. You can see it in the way he punches through the target. Lawrence Okolie better be careful, because I like Lawrence Okolie. You know, shout out to him. He watches the channel. And I hope he sees this video. Lawrence Okolie, shout out to him. Really, you know, world-class fighter. You know, a guy that gets criticized a lot because maybe his boxing isn't the most aesthetically pleasing. But the one thing that Lawrence Okolie has always had going in his favor is that not only is he normally the bigger guy, but he's also normally the stronger guy. And I'm telling you straight away right now, this may be the first time in his career that I can think of. And, you know, Lawrence has fought some good guys, but this may be the first time in his career where I can clearly say, without a shadow of a doubt, he is not going to be the stronger guy. He is not going to be the physically stronger guy in the ring. And I'm going to tell you this, if he proves to be this physically stronger guy in the ring against a guy like Brandon Bulletproof Glanton, then Lawrence Okolie is much better than we think. And I think that's what makes this fight interesting between Brandon Glanton and Lawrence Okolie for the WBO title. You know, right now, Glanton is ranked number 14th in the WBO. He's getting the shot. You know, he's accused guys like Okolie and other guys in the cruiserweight division of not wanting to fight him, and things like that. You know, they've been ducking him and things like that. So now he gets his chance to really put the world on notice. And I'll tell you this, I mean, I've known who he is for a while, so I've been put on notice a long time ago, but he really put me on notice with this fight, getting a chance to get my first truly extended look on him. But now he's got a chance to really put the whole boxing world on notice, because, like, I like Lawrence, and I think there's a lot of things to like about Lawrence as a fighter, but let's not get it twisted. This is a guy, Lawrence Okolie, who, you know, in some of these fights, he's left a lot to be desired. You know, against, you know, Michael Cheslak, which was earlier this year in February. You know, he won the fight, but, you know, didn't really show the extra bit of quality. Went the full distance. When he fought Prasvik, Prasvik was a guy he's supposed to do that against. He beat Glavaki for the title. And then, like, when he had those fights at European level, he didn't really light the world on fire. He's fighting that guy now in Glanton, to where now it's like, okay, Glanton may not have the boxing skills that you have, but that dude is stronger than you. He's probably, I don't know if he punches harder than him, but he's definitely physically stronger than him. Because Lawrence can punch. It's just now, like, can he get that extension on a guy like Glanton? And if Glanton pushes back on him, how can Lawrence handle that? You know, how does Lawrence handle that type of pressure? You know, it's a really good fight. It's a fight that people probably won't talk about because Glanton, to much of the boxing community, is very unknown. But I'm telling you guys, I don't know a lot about quantum physics. I don't know a lot about, you know, eating, you know, as far as sushi or certain ethnic foods. I don't know a lot about, you know, mutual funds or anything like that. But one thing I do know about, there's one thing I know about in life, is this motherfucking boxing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna be a good fight. November, for the WBO Cruiserweight title. I would definitely say on paper, this is Lawrence Okolie's toughest fight since he won the title against Glavaki. And that was a couple fights ago. So, you know, should be a good one, you know, and I'll have more on this later on. But yeah, great performance from Brandon Glanton. He definitely made a fan of me. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to be doing moving forward in his career, because it looks like everything coming in his career and in his life moving forward is big, because not only is he getting this title shot, but he's also ranked in the top 15 across all governing bodies. So if he's in that box for the foreseeable future, he's going to be a mainstay in this cruiserweight division, and you're going to have to pay attention to him. So an American cruiserweight, a big, strong, power-punching American cruiserweight. His name is Brandon Bulletproof Glanton from Atlanta, Georgia, and he may just be the guy to beat Lawrence Okolie. So we're going to see what happens. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you guys can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
I think True School Sports, he's the truth. One of the best the best.
Ooh, the number one.
Number one.
Brandon, you've been there, man, and you're building up a good following with us.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of what you're doing, too. You are spectacular. And
you know,
thank you, man. All the best to True School Boxing, and keep up the good work.